This week's Nifty Gifties on F5 Live Refreshing Technology is proudly powered by the Microsoft Store. Whether you're looking for a new laptop, tablet, Xbox, games, or a whole lot more, you can get them at the Microsoft Store. Remember, current students, faculty, parents, and active military can save up to 10% off almost everything. To browse the products and learn more about the discounts, you can go to f5live.tv/Microsoft. So an announcement was made this week by a company called Anova. A lot of people know this company because of their sous vide cookers, connected devices that allow you to cook sous vide. They've got a couple of other devices as well, but the sous vide cookers are the thing that they're best known for. The way the product works is you've got a device, you can put it in the water. There's a couple buttons on the front. You can do all the settings on the device, but there's a companion app that goes along with it. It's got recipes in it. You have the ability to start and stop the cooker remotely. You have the ability to keep track of the temperature of the water, how long it's been running, all of that while not sitting next to the device. Really nice, so much so that I have one personally that I use as frequently as I can because I love sous vide. But they made an announcement this week, and I'm not just talking about it because it affects me personally. But the companion app, if you create your account starting, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday of this coming week, you will not get it for free any longer. The companion app to control your device will cost $2 per month or $10 per year. Now, again, your devices have full capability. You can do everything. You can set it and timer and all of that all on the device. But the reason you get a connected device like this, the reason you pay the extra is because you want the connectivity. Many of the devices have Bluetooth built in. So if you're close enough, you can theoretically connect to the device over Bluetooth. But they've also announced that feature is going away in September of next year. Essentially making it so you have to have it online to get the remote capabilities. And if it's online, you have to pay the $2 per month or $10 per year to be able to do that, essentially taking the smart features away from new customers unless they pay. Now, this is not the only company we have seen give a feature for free and then hide it behind a paywall after people have become familiar with it. This might be the first time we've seen it happen after a decade, which is what's happening here. This company and this app have been available for free to customers for a decade, and this week that won't be the case anymore. Now, if you've already got one, if you've already got the account, you will be grandfathered in. If you have not purchased one and you have been thinking about it, create the account today. Whether or not you have the device, go create the account right this second if you're listening live, before the fee goes into effect. But for me, this kind of almost bait and switch thing that we've started seeing annoys me, Abram, to no end. Either set me up front that this is how it's going to work, or don't do it, right? If it costs $2 a month from the beginning, that's one thing. But they've got 10 years of history in their business model working this way, and their excuse is that the back end expenses are so high to be able to support this. Which, as a software engineer, I can tell you they shouldn't be. Your architecture's wrong, but that's a whole different issue. I don't like this.
I mean, wasn't there a story the other day that Logitech, someone from Logitech was talking about having a forever mouse
The
or
forever
something?
mouse.
Yeah. Was that?
Yes.
I'm trying to remember. Was that something where you would be a mouse on subscription?
Basically, yes.
But then they backed away and said it was just an idea. Uh, I mean, because companies want subscription revenue. They
Mm-hmm.
all want it. That's the revenue people want the most. They want subscription revenue, period. Recurring revenue from you.
Yeah. And if they had set themselves up this way, that's one
Yeah.
thing. If they made this as a thing for new devices, right? Leave
Right.
the current devices the way they are, or yeah, or there are certain features that are behind the paywall, but you can still control your device. The reason why you bought the connected device, that's free, but the recipes and stuff are on a subscription, or some recipes are free and some are paid. Okay, I can get behind that. But hiding core functionality behind a
Yeah.
new paywall is crazy. Now, customers are not happy with this. Right this second, there are 183 comments on a blog post, which is something. One of which, nobody said this is a great idea, by the way. I've been through all of them. I did not see any positive sentiment. I'm going to read you one comment because of what you just said. It opens with, "Did you hire the Logitech lady with her forever mouse?"
Yeah. I mean, I don't even understand. I just still don't understand the Forever Mouse because it's not. And by the way, I'm using a Logic mouse with the software, and I love it. But like, is the problem with your mouse that you need more and more software for it, or that you just need it to continue working? Because I mean, Logitech has a nice piece of software there in Logi Plus, but I mean, you don't need it to use most of the features of the mouse. So like, I guess the question is how integral is is the software to the is getting new software to the product.
Right. Yeah, like for a number of my Logitech products, other than the drivers, I don't want the software. I I have a lot of Logitech products. I don't think this is one of them. Uh, no, that one's a Microsoft keyboard. But in the office, I have a really nice wireless uh, Logitech keyboard. I've got a wired Logitech mouse, which I love. And they're always like, "Hey, do you want to install the Logitech gaming software?" No, no, I don't.
Right.
I'm okay. I have the controls for the programmable keys on the side, but that's the extent of it. You know, I don't I don't need software updates. I don't need a subscription service on a mouse for sure, because when it stops clicking, I'm just gonna get another one, because you and I are hard on hardware. We use it a lot,
Right.
right? And by the time I'm done, you know, the the mouse I'm using is going to be obsolete, and I'm going to want something else. Uh,
I mean,
I don't need
mice.
to pay for that
That is
every
one
month.
thing. I mean, mice can last really forever. I mean, mice and keyboards can last a really long time, right?
Hmm.
I actually I don't think I've ever had. I mean, when I used to have ball mice, then those would get messed up after a while. You
Sure,
try to clean it, but it just never be the same.
that
Like,
gunk will get
but
back there to a place where you can't
yeah,
clean it anymore.
but but since there have been sensor mice, optical mice, and that's just going back like 25 years or
Yeah,
something. Like, it really hasn't been. I have not yet seen. I don't think I've ever had a mouse wear out on me. I don't know what happened to all my old mice, but something happened to them, and I just ended up getting newer ones after a while because I wanted a better one or whatever. But it was not. I don't think
I
I
have
ever
killed
broke a
mice.
mouse.
I have killed mice. I use them to the point where my left button will start double clicking. And
Hmm.
it's happened to. I've had a Razer mouse do it. I've had a Logitech mouse do it. I've had a Microsoft mouse do it. It doesn't seem to matter who it
How
is.
many years did you own the mouse before it happened?
A lot. Usually several.
Right. I
But
mean, at a
I'm
certain point, it's
like,
like, okay,
yeah, exactly.
okay,
After a
I got
certain
my
point.
years. Like, if it did break after like I don't know 5 years plus, then I wouldn't be too upset about it. If it broke after like a year,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't like that.
Yeah, we'd be
Uh,
having words. I'd
but
be
to be
I'd be writing an
fair,
editorial if I if I had one of these expensive mice go out after a year.
like I don't know. Maybe I'm just lucky. I really haven't had a lot of like major hardware just break, just break on me, and that includes both peripherals and internal hardware. I haven't really had a lot of instances where something broke, or if something broke, it was my fault. Uh,
Sure.
like I had a keyboard I spilled soda on or something, but like just broke from like regular use. I really haven't had a lot of that.
So mouse has always been my primary problem. And then I had one keyboard that the Windows key would type itself just out of nowhere, which made me really sad because it was an expensive keyboard, but I'd had it a very long time. Now, in your case, I'm not at all surprised that you've never broken a mouse, considering how many articles you've written on how to avoid using the mouse
Well, but I haven't broken it.
altogether.
I haven't really broken a keyboard either, right? Well, maybe through spilling on it or something, but not through use, right?
Yeah,
Um,
keyboard has or mouse has always been my problem. They're guaranteed a certain number of clicks, and I've done the math on it. For me, it's about 3 or 4 years.
and like monitors have lasted me forever. Like it's been a very rare occasion. I can't even remember
this
a time when I had a monitor
this
that
one
just stopped working.
this one doesn't even have HDMI on it, and this one works fine.
I mean, those things last. They last forever. And and that's good. I mean, I guess
Hmm.
this is bad news. But I guess what you're getting to is this is bad news for hardware companies
Right,
because they would like your stuff to break more often, or something, so you'd buy more stuff.
right, and that's a little bit the case here, right? So you go on Amazon, you buy one of these things for 49, 69 bucks, whatever, and you're using resources. They have a web server, you're connecting, there's authentication, yes, there are costs associated. It shouldn't be that much in reality. This is what I do. It should not be that much. If they're at a point where the back end services are costing them so much that that they're going to have to start charging you $2 a month to support it, they're architected wrong. That's a whole different
Well,
issue. But
well,
I
you
think
don't
it's
know
a
what they
I
really
think
mean by that.
right. I think it's a smoke screen. I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem is that the devices last too long.
Right. They need a revenue stream. Also, by backend services, they don't just mean the actual server, but development of new services, of new updates to the software,
Possibly. They
which
the
is
thing that they're really
ongoing
blaming it
payment,
on,
right?
the thing that they're really blaming it on is the cost of developing new recipes. Which is kind of my point. If that's the case, if you're developing so many recipes, and I'll tell you, I almost never use them, that if it costs so much to develop new recipes, put that behind a paywall. I'm okay with that. I don't need your recipes. I know how to use a sous vide cooker. I just want to be able to manage my device. I want to be able to see the timer, make sure that the water is staying the right temperature, and that the heat has not made so much water dissipate that it's below the minimum line. That's all I need. Legitimately. I don't want anything past that. Some people do. Some people want the recipes. Great. Charge them for the recipes. I'm okay with that. But the idea that I'm going to have to use the web, even though I have Bluetooth, because they're going to take that away next year. And they're complaining about their costs going up and needing to charge for it. Leave me with my Bluetooth capability and charge me for the things that actually cost you something that matters. There is a compromise here, but the almost 200 people that just in the last, when was this published? The 15th. So in 2.5 days, they have received almost 200 comments, and everybody saying this is the last one of your products I'll purchase. There are people who are looking at the new precision oven, which is a $700 connected oven. They're like, yeah, I'm definitely out now, because now I can't trust how you're going to treat me on any of my devices. Am I going to lose features like I'm losing on my sous vide cooker? I don't know. So it's definitely a bad combination of announcements all together. I think it's going to harm the company. I would not be surprised if we see some sort of a backtrack. Anova, if you're listening, there is a compromise you can make to keep these people on your side. This move here, though, I think is a mistake, and I think is a short-sighted one that's going to end up costing you in the long run, and will likely end up being a huge mistake. So, if if you want help figuring out your back end, let me know. But definitely, this is going to end up being a mistake for them, I think. Hello, YouTube. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of F5 Live Refreshing Technology. If you did, please subscribe to the channel down below, and of course hit the notification bell, because we know that subscriptions don't mean much on YouTube anymore. If you've got topics that you'd like us to talk about in the future, please comment them down below. And if you'd like to not follow us on YouTube, there's lots of ways that you can follow along with our content by going to PLUGHITZlive.com/subscribe. There you'll see all of our shows and all of the ways that you can watch, listen, and follow along.